So, yeah, I mean, when you get into that space, like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Well, now, when I hear that, I'm going to be like, well, what the hell do you like? I'm going to start challenging her at that point. I'm going to be like, well, do you even like sex? You even had sex?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right?
Have you ever had sex?
Yeah. And then she can be like, yeah. You'd be like, are you sure? Are you sure you had sex?
Yeah.
So like that kind of stuff, right? When I get those boring responses, oh, that's when I'm gonna like get in there. Because
that's a very good idea.
because if I push to that next level, then she's really gonna let me know, right? So, okay, cool. I like this. I think it's good. I like a lot of what I saw yesterday from you. I want to get it more aggressive, more sexual for you. Like the friendliness, the conversation skill set, like just your presence. That was pretty good. I want to get some more turn on for you. I want to get you more in your body, that kind of stuff today. So, and then so we can talk more about this.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yo.
Disapproval, acceptance, expression, ownership of change/self.
All of that has been relatively hit and dealt with.
Okay.
But all of it, I think, still I can work on, but it's like not a massive issue. So, still slowing down, letting her in or letting in the responses,
Okay.
slowing down.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing, like with catch and pullback and the loss and disapproval, that all comes under that as well. And it occurs to me that actually the whole thing for me is just about. So before I've always been calibrating but through the head, trying to figure out what's the right way to do it, what's the good amount of tension, and it's just calibrating through the body instead of through the brain. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
Within that, possibly also risking breaking connection and comfort through challenge and expression. So we're pretty much in the same spot, just
Okay.
going it in a different way.
Yep. I think the slowing down, letting in responses is going to be a huge thing for you to get to this other stuff and knock it out really quick.
Yeah, I think.
Because that was the only thing I was really seeing yesterday was the bounce up and down a little bit and then like the want to just respond right back and not let it settle.
Okay. Yeah, like my body knows what it's doing. I'm pretty effective calculating in my head. I'm very used to doing it.
Sure.
So, learning to trust the body over the brain, that's, and then what I get a lot of switch between the two.
Body over brain. I like that.
Matter over mind.
Yep. Yeah,
That's it.
cool.
Yeah, so first girl, I was gonna talk about my interests. And I started to do that, and she really loved it, first girl. My writing, my singing, my going into nature, all that stuff. And she said afterwards, she called me out and said, "You're such a romantic." We talked about dating, and she said, "I don't think you could date around because you will get too attached." And that really hit me. So I think that's what like brought up the depression as well, because I want to date around, but it feels like that's going to be such a lonely process. But I think I can see now that I would want like sexual relationships, not just one night stands.
Yeah.
But to have
Friends with benefits.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And to keep several girls gave me you need to keep the boundary that we are sexual.
Yeah.
Don't try to like
Yeah.
So I can take that. What about the dating process? Like when conversations were going well, I didn't know how to like escalate, so I asked for feedback. Several girls said that, I was like, what should I say now? And they said, you could just ask me out for a date and I would probably say yes. And I was like, okay, so is that easy?
Yeah.
Like, so that was an eye-opener,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
I would say what I would want to work on more would be to feel like a bit more polarity, feel a bit more like juicy energies.
Okay.
Yeah, both when I'm listening and when I'm speaking, because I can tend to go up in my head when I try to tell stuff, and say my body. I want to feel, I think, like part of my pelvis and part of my back.
Okay.
To feel more like a boy or a guy while talking.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a minor correction because the girls already were like, yeah, I'd go out with you.
Yeah.
So,
No.
yeah, awesome, man. You're really, how do you, your perception of your worth, how's that?
It's better,
Good.
but it's still hard when I'm trying to speak about things I like. I tend to lose my body.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like that's the self-worth. Like when I talk about myself, I get disembodied. So it's kind of like I'm hiding something.
Okay. So, yeah, maybe a little bit more of talking about yourself from your body.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Who's next here? The other A. Who is it? All right. I think we're pretty on point for what you want to do. We're just doing more advanced stuff of this. You know? More. So more advanced, more calibrated. I think that's pretty good for you.
Oh yeah.
Unless you have anything else you want to work on.
There's just things I want to add rather than things.
Okay, yeah.
Other things. The first one would be to work with girls that I've never worked with before.
Okay.
So not with girls that knew me since September. So with girls that I have never worked with before. So
Okay.
that I have a new.
So take an action, get a girl. When the girls show up later today, make sure that you are going to girls that you haven't worked with
Yeah.
and working with them.
Regardless of whether someone else picks them.
Yeah, and if some, like, it's to work with girls he doesn't know, so if he comes over to you, just swap with him, please. So that he can get more experience and get more comfortable with the unknown.
And the second thing would be to be more assertive.
Yep.
Remember I said yesterday, like if somebody comes and he picks a woman that I want to work with, I don't just stand there and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to settle and go somewhere else.
Yep. So, again, when the girls come in, go get your girl. Be assertive,
Yeah,
right?
we'll do it.
Cool. Awesome. Who's next? Is that one yours? Okay, cool. Attention, closing off, touching, escalation, self-worth. Yeah, I think continuing to run, I'll give you my opinion, continuing to run through this, get it more dialed in, will be perfect for you.
Yeah.
I really do.
What I mentioned yesterday is that, like, I have this issue that comes up really often, like, I'm waiting for kind of approval or permission to go to a group and open up. Like, for example, when the girl showed up yesterday, I was like, should I go say hello rather than just go and give?
Yeah. The answer is nobody's ever going to invite you, right? Always go. Invite yourself. Make sense?
Yeah, because the stuff that's being triggered with that, not even thinking about.
Yeah. So do some practice today. Get involved. Get in people's business. Like, make sure they know you're there.
Yeah.
Right? So when the girls come in, but I don't want to instigate any ideas for you. I want you to do something. Right? If we're taking a little break, and the people are hanging out at the tables, go get in there. Okay? You need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's a very masculine thing to do.
Yeah, that stuff always like comes up for me.
Okay.
Even if I know like my energy is good, like I've had changes, I'm not responding differently. There's still that like hesitation, maybe.
Sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, you kind of, at this point, knowing what I know about you, you're just going to have to keep working on it. It's like an exercise. Build that muscle to be like, yeah, I'm going to go do this. I'm not going to hesitate.
Okay.
Yep. But that's part of your intention, right? What's your intention? Oh, I want to go talk to the girls when they come in. Go do it. Oh, I want to go talk to the 2 girls and the 1 guy at this table out here that are hanging out on break. Go do it. Oh, I want to talk to, the staff here. Go do it. Make sure that you're holding yourself accountable for that type of stuff. You have the skill set to do it easily. We watched it all day yesterday.
Yeah. Once I start talking, like,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy for it, but
Yeah.
like just the act of doing it.
Yep. Yeah. And it is an act. That's it. You just have to take that act and make it normal.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
It's going to feel abnormal as you work through it, but eventually it will become normal. You'll look back one day and be like, why did I ever not talk to people?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to write on here, inject. You need to inject yourself into other people's presence. Okay? Totally.
Get out of the friend zone and stuff.
Totally. That's part of the escalation stuff. I'll just write this on here for you. I'll just write sexual. I'll just put sex because it's easier. So escalation in sexual terms. Yeah, sexual injection. You need escalation and sexual injection. Yep. So yeah, man. I think you did a pretty good job with the touching yesterday. I didn't see much closing off. You were continually opening up, which is beautiful. So, I'm going to just cross this off, but
The last model, she was saying like there's a wall between us, like.
some of these, all right, you have to remember when you're working with these girls that some of them aren't going to read you the way the others are because they have their own weird standards. I've literally watched women be like, oh, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, no, he's not. It's just that you're not seeing what needs to be seen. Simple as that.
I noticed that like 2 of the girls I spoke to yesterday were like very, very nervous talking to me.
Okay?
The first one and the last one.
Okay.
Which I know that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Because I stayed grounded and solid, like I let her, I didn't judge her for it, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't try to change her nervousness, like I gave her the space like to be like that.
Yeah, like the girl Christina in the blue dress with the blue eyes.
Yeah.
She's very nervous.
Yes. Yes.
She's very nervous because she feels a shitload. That's why she hunches over a little bit like this
Yes, yes.
and tries to collapse her heart because she feels so much it hurts her. I talked to her about it yesterday. I was like, you're in a lot of pain when you feel this stuff, right? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you will run into women like that that are just extremely feeling and they want to shut down, they get very nervous. And you doing exactly what you just said, grounding, keeping that space for her, allows her to relax over time. It's not going to be something that happens just like that. I'm talking an extended amount of time.
There were some glimpses where she started to relax a bit.
Yep. Good. I'm glad you saw that. So yeah, she's going to do what she does, and it's going to take her however long it takes her to settle down.
At the point I expressed that like the conversation was a bit boring, but I said something along those lines, and she took it personally. Like she was like, you should. I don't know if she took it personally or she was testing me.
She might have taken it personally.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Cool. Well, you got what you're working on. Keep it up. You're doing a lot of really good stuff. You really are. And the change up in here is really nice too.
feels like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when I went to sleep yesterday, it was like I was scanning my throat and like huge.
Good. Awesome, man. Grounding. I think you're doing a pretty good job. I know you want to dial that in a little bit more. I'm sure you come ungrounded at some points.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
That helps.
how was the keeping the connection for you?
The connection's all right. It's pretty solid out.
Cool. Cool.
I still need it.
You know, the challenging, your pride. I heard good things about that yesterday.
Yeah, right, yeah. I'm kind of letting in pride as well. I'm still kind of letting in
Cool.
what had been said over the night.
Okay.
Yeah, feeling like the man at the shisha bar. Yeah, smoking a cigar as well.
What is this? What was going on?
At the shisha bar.
Yeah.
I was just feeling like the man.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
Smoking a cigar.
a big cigar, like it was smoking.
Few girls
like a
around that were
cigar.
kind of, a little interested,
Nice. And that's a really good thing that you said right there. I was feeling like a man, and some of the girls around were interested. Why were they interested?
I think because of what some of the girls have been saying at the workshop, I just like feel kind of proud of myself, kind of grounded. This is what I want. I'm here. I like you. And
Nice.
I feel safe. So
Yeah.
I kind of felt that off of them.
Cool. And they were feeling that because you were feeling that. If you weren't feeling that, they wouldn't be that interested. Make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you have two dudes that are hanging out, talking, having like a serious conversation, and they're like really grounded and they're like connected and like on point with each other, like, and you have a bunch of women around, they will not look at that and be infatuated with it. It's really interesting. And they might even like start coming around and hanging around those dudes talking because they're like, oh, this is interesting. Because how we relate to other men is really attractive to women as well. So you hanging out with the boys, having shisha, feeling solid, the other guys feeling solid. That's an energetic signature that they're attracted to and interested in because it feels safe, feels good. Nice, man.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that as well.
Cool. Hell yeah. The other thing is the girls are saying you're super funny. So you got some jokes, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the voice as well, of course.
Yeah.
Still kind of working on that, still kind of feeling like I was kind of messing around last night. The pride, it's like, yeah, kind of getting there. And then with the voice, it's just like, yeah, it's just like a across the diaphragm. It's like,
Nice.
oh, that's a little bit more tough. That's a little bit more, that kind of hurts a little bit more.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because you get more of that vibration down in here.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And with the voice as well, it kind of like lifted all of this as well. It just felt like a lot lighter up here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Yeah, you know, one of your attributes is your voice. So use it to your advantage, man. Women love a deep voice.
Yeah, it's getting a little practice in as well.
Nice. Yeah, use it to your advantage, man.
Yeah, I also saw him like open his heart yesterday, which was not really nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Because he was like all serious and all like grounding and masculine and stuff, but when he opened his heart, like it was really nice to see.
yeah. That's probably that softness that he was feeling up here that he just talked about. Hell yeah, man. The other thing I want you to do is like really just like focus in. Like when you're working with the girls, just like really right here. Feel how it's like punching into you? Like I want you to do that because you have this a little bit of a wider, just like get right there with her, right? And then stay there with her. Don't let this creep out like that. Make sense?
Yeah, good.
Cool. You feel the tension, the
Yeah,
intensity of it? Yeah. That's really good. Like you, with that voice and like you being right here with her, that's good.
Yeah, cool.
Deadly. Tall guy, deep voice, has a very penetrating gaze. She knows he's right here with him. Like, dude, that's good.
Good shoulders also.
Yeah.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Good shoulders.
Yeah, right.
Not only tall,
Yeah. Broad shoulders, yeah. One of the things that most women notice on a man is his hands. Hands, forearms, biceps, chest. That's about the most. Those are the first things that women see. But hands are a very big thing for women. It's pretty interesting.
What is like an unattractive kind of woman?
I don't know. I've had many women say my hands are. I had one girl, I was in New York City. I'd been flirting with her on Instagram. She drove down from Boston, told me, she's like, the only reason I came down here is because I wanted to see your hands in person. I was like, all right. And she, like, the whole time when we met, she's just, like, playing with them. And I'm like, cool. But it symbolizes, it's a symbol of strength, right? Control. You know, a woman wants to be held by, like, a strong hand, right? Or what she perceives as a strong hand, right? So, yeah. Multiple occasions I've had women talk about my hands, and I'm like, okay, interesting. And I've heard them talk about other guys' hands too. You know, not just my hands, but guys' hands in general. It's an attractive part for women. So, all right. More simplicity, right? I think we
We covered that.
covered this one.
I kind of have a couple thoughts on that. One is that I realized I actually I don't necessarily want sex with all these women. There's like the two women that drew me. Laurie has like a boyfriend, I think.
Yeah.
And I felt that wall. But actually the first girl that I talked to felt super open.
Nice.
Christiana, I think it's Christiana. She allowed Christina, but I think it's actually Christiana.
Oh, yeah. It is. I know who you're talking about.
She felt super open, like
Yes.
like when I first started talking to her, she felt super nervous,
Mm-hmm.
but she just like opened up. And then I was touching her later, and I expected her to be like not okay with it, but she was super fine with it.
Totally. You were doing a fantastic job with her.
And I just felt we were connecting.
You
And
were.
I legitimately like her. Like most of the women, I'm like, okay, I don't know, her, I liked her. A couple others that I didn't meet with yet, I was like, I feel like I might be attracted to you. And it's like, actually, I want to move into like a lot of comfortable touch. You three guys, Nick, Alex, Dom, I envy that ability to just start touching women comfortably and just move in and just have fun and not be like, okay, I have to get you to a sexual place before I start touching you. But like, even Laura, she let me hold her stomach when I was moving her around. And for me, that's a very sexual thing. Like for me, that's like at the level of breasts. But for her, like that's just totally fine. Like she didn't feel that as a violation. And that's something that I'd like to get super comfortable with because I like touch a lot.
Cool. So you're a kinesthetic pretty
I
much.
so much.
Okay. And it was blatantly obvious that you liked her and she liked you, and you guys were having a beautiful dynamic. That was like, when I saw what was going on, I was like, fuck yeah.
With which one?
Christiana.
Which one is it?
She's the one that had the blue dress on, very nervous, very beautiful blue eyes. I don't know if they're contacts or not.
I
But
don't think they are.
yeah, I was just like, damn, look at these eyes. It's
No,
amazing.
like I like she has discernment, like she has
Yeah.
judgment, like she's very, very careful about everything.
Totally.
And I found that really attractive.
Yep. I could tell. So could she. You guys were
She asked you about her.
just doing
She showed me. She
Yeah,
showed
I
me.
know.
Yeah.
just doing a fantastic job, man. That was
I also like feeling like she likes to show herself off, but she's scared to do so.
sure,
And that would be a really fun dynamic to play with.
definitely. Yeah, you did, that was awesome, man. So let's work on touch for you some more today.
Yes. Boundaries.
Yep, setting boundaries.
Also, like, I really envy Jonathan in particular because he has an ability to just sort of stand there, but he doesn't look like a stick. like you look like you were interested and you didn't have to do a lot of motion, but you were still alive. And I feel like sometimes when I just stand there, I'm rigid. One of the women told me that I was swaying too much, and it was not attractive. And I'm like, okay,
I mean,
what do I do?
For her, it may not be why you were swaying, and I'm not going to stop you from swaying because that's you feeling your body, which you need to do more.
It feels like a fucking rock in a hard place.
Yeah. So no, like I want you to move your body. Yeah. Like there's the little sway that you were doing the whole time. I want you to keep doing
And
that.
I was like, actually, fuck you, I like this. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So his embodiment is higher than yours. That's why he can stand there grounded and command more attention. As your body becomes more embodied, like it has overnight in working with Laura yesterday, you're going to be able to do the exact same thing. And you're closer than you think.
I feel like there would have been a total change if I had set boundary with her. I feel like that would have been much more embodied for me.
With who?
The fourth woman.
I don't remember.
Crazy, cross girl.
Catalina.
Yeah, Catalea.
Oh, Catalea. Yeah.
Because I really wanted to tell her, fuck off. I don't want to have a 20-minute lecture from you.
Okay. Yeah. So a boundary, right? If you start going down a road that you don't like with these girls, be like, hey, we're stopping right here. I'm not interested in talking about this. You can be that blunt.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to touch really quick when we go for the models? Like, get up out of your chair. Hey, I want you. Go grab her. Okay? Break the touch barrier really fast. Like, even if you meet somebody new, even if it's a handshake, now you've broken that barrier, right? Cool. And then keep escalating your touch. And I'll watch what you're doing and help you with that as well. So, awesome. Anything else?
Yeah, I might try to see Christiana again.
Okay.
I like her.
Okay.
I want to play with that. I want to play with touch and see how
Okay.
far I can go with that while keeping her comfortable.
Cool. Did you touch her yesterday?
Yeah.
You guys did some hand holding, right?
She wanted to see Alaskan mountain pictures, and then when she leaned in, I was holding her by the shoulder.
Nice.
And I expected, you know how she is, right? I expected her to be like, but she just felt, she didn't even notice it, like she just felt completely comfortable.
Nice. I actually saw that. So I was like, what are those two looking at? So, okay, nice. Good job. Yeah, play with her again. She'll be here today. Claudia won't be here today, sorry. You'll have to find another girl to get you all jazzed up.
Which one is Claudia?
I don't know, explain her. Blonde, little kind of like bob cut.
Gray suit.
Okay, the new one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So this is casual girl. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that was a little business casual. But hey, that's cool. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I finally found out how I'm controlling my energy, and like I'm able to like slowly just playing with it this morning, like letting go of how I'm regulating and controlling it.
Okay.
And it's like I have a pretty natural response, like if I'm looked at, to like start to control and contract.
Interesting.
But then I
Okay.
can actually like it's like oh, but I know how I can relax it again, so I just keep relaxing and it's feeling really good. So even the agitation that I had yesterday, just like sitting here while we were talking, that agitation seems to be coming from like a lack of energy flow. And as my energy is flowing this morning, I'm actually feeling quite comfortable sitting here. Feels good. So I'm gonna kind of keep doing that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. There's just like so much more clarity right
Yeah.
here with your intention of things.
Yeah.
It's not muddled like it has been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. So, what was going on yesterday with the worry
Yeah.
and then the other stuff that you had worked on
Yeah.
got really crystal clear
Yeah.
with the intention.
Yep, and it's exactly like I told you. As soon as I would notice those thoughts cross my mind, I used to just like, thought crossed my mind, like just let it go. Like, who cares? Like, I'll figure out what I want. But I realize it doesn't matter actually a lot. Like, it matters that I like take that thought seriously and make a decision about it.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't necessarily have to sit there and stew about the decision, but I do have to make a decision. And so the continued interactions, like every time a thought would come by, like, am I going to touch this girl? Am I going to move this in a romantic direction? Am I just going to talk to her like a friend? I would just make those decisions and things would stay really clear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because the worry has disappeared.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it feels like the worry is just like the undecided thought or something like that.
Totally. That's exactly what it is. Because the worry is you processing the thought of what to do, worried about, is this right? Is this not right?
Okay.
Ultimately, that's really what's going on. So if you're not worried about making a decision and you just constantly make a decision, whether it's right or wrong, who cares? If it is wrong, you'll make another decision to make it right. So instead of worrying about, is this the right decision to make here and now, in filtering it through the worry,
Yeah.
you just make a decision, which is that clarity that I'm talking about. Oh, that didn't work out, I'll just make another one. Oh, that didn't work out, I'll just make another one. Oh, okay, cool, this is good, I'll keep making these good decisions. And there's no worry with it. It's just decided.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel just even texting this morning, I was like, oh, am I gonna go? And then I was like, if I do, and I was like, no, I'm just sleeping another hour. Just done. Made the decision. So I
Cool.
figured, if people are pissed at me when I get here,
Reverse.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, this is your guys' workshop, your time, you know? Use it however you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to help you out, right? So, like, you needed to sleep, you wanted to sleep, you're like, fuck it, I'm not going in. And I'm okay with that. That's your decision. you know? So, and I don't really think you missed much because we're just working through everybody's stuff. You showed up right on time, so all good with me personally. Other people may have a shit fit about it, but I don't care. What's that?
And we can talk later if we need to.
But yeah, I personally don't care. So, yeah, man, if you want to keep working on that,
Yeah, I think the thing I want to work on today is still just like continuing the pattern, like just continuing solidifying that pattern of the thought process in my mind, making a decision,
okay.
move forward from there.
So I think making the fast decision
Yep.
has built some trust,
Yes.
you know. The boundary of friend or fuck, I think that's pretty clear for you.
Yeah.
So just continuing making those clear decisions.
Yep. And then I also want to continue like playing with the like relaxing the energy contraction, and see if I can continue to do that while I'm in the interaction.
Okay.
Because there's something about if I like take my attention out of my too far out of my body and like over to you, I lose like my energy automatically contracts. So I have to actually it's like I have to keep some kind of awareness over here to like keep letting go of the contraction,
Okay.
and then it keeps like opening up in some way. But it does, as I'm talking, it does feel like it's getting a little wonky. So I want to play with that too.
So your body's contracting now?
Yeah, it feels like as I was sitting here before I was talking, it was like I could like feel energy like filling in my body,
Okay.
and then it would contract, and then I could like, oh, there's the contraction. I notice right where the contraction is, and then I open it back up again, and then it's like starting to get more and more full.
Okay.
And then as I'm talking, it's like harder to keep that open and full.
So are you feeling the sensation of full now?
There in some spots, yes, but it also feels like I'm slowly kind of like draining out as the attention's on me and as I keep talking,
Okay.
especially down here.
Can you feel what I'm giving you while we're here talking? Can you feel that connection? Let that fill the void,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
So like as we're talking, if you're feeling like things are contracting or there's space collapsing inside of you, feel what I'm giving you to fill that up.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not just give. It's take too.
Okay.
Right? So when two people are talking with each other and engaging with each other and you have that energetic connection, it's, you know, the energy vampires, they drain people, right? That's why nobody wants to fucking be around those people. But people that are healthy and can share that energetic experience will fill each other up, right? You know, like when you have like a really good conversation, you just feel full and alive, right? That's because you're just so open to receiving what the other person is giving you. So as we're talking here, or even throughout the day, make sure that you're receiving who's giving you
Okay.
energy to fill those spaces.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah. It's a little like, yeah, I've never paid attention to that before. It's like before you said that, it felt like I was just like alone in the void. And like
I believe that.
voice. And then as soon as I'm like actually looking for it, it's like a little bit hard to find, but I can feel like a fullness in your belly. And I can actually like receive that.
Nice, so that you're connecting with me at that point.
It's just interesting looking at you guys as a case study. I feel like you have more awareness like 2 feet behind you, like in your back. And I see that you are really open right now, but it's like you're open in your space. It's not like you have the support from behind, like they have.
That's interesting.
Close up, you're open, but talk to why you feel like you're getting drained.
Sorry.
Because it feels like he is more of a threat.
Yeah.
That's feeling the back, right? What you're experiencing is me feeling the back. And you talked about the depth. Like I'm feeling the flip chart behind me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I'm pushing this out here to the walls, back to the back of the room. Even though there's nothing going on back there, it's just to fill the space.
And then you're still open it's not like, because I was gonna ask about grounding, like, I think a lot of us do it from, we try to push the grounding from the head, but you feel like you don't do that. It feels like your awareness comes from the back, but you're still open in the front as well.
It's feeling through the body, right? From the back through the body.
Yeah.
Because that way you can get everything. If you're just trying to feel here in the front, well, you're missing a huge part of who you are. But if you're feeling from the back of the heart through the front of the heart out to the body, or out to the other person, it feels better, right?
Yeah, it's also like the difference between like right now, like I can feel at the front of my, feel the energy and open up in the front of my body. Doesn't feel like a huge state shift, but when it starts to open up in my back, it's like disorientingly psychedelic, and so it's not something that I think I'm going to do today. I might start doing a little bit of it today, but yeah, I think I know what you mean. I mean, I'm like it's almost like I can feel that I'm not letting energy flow in my back, but I also know that if I start letting it flow, it's a lot of things are going to change very quickly.
It's a trip.
Yeah, it is a trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could play with it today just like feeling it, but not like getting lost in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thinking of it more as like a support structure than an experience. So if you can kind of just think of the back as a support structure for you to do everything else and not get lost in the sensation of the back, at least today. Like we could do that where you get lost at, like in a movement workshop or something in the back. But yeah, just for you to feel more solid in exploring what you're going to explore today, if you're just thinking of the back as a frame or a support frame of some kind, that should help without letting yourself get too over involved with the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can feel a little bit of that.
Cool. Feeling more full as we're talking?
Yes.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And so it's really interesting that you have that awareness, because when you can do that with a woman,
Yes.
like, dude,
And I've done it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just like figured it out at times in my life, and it was fucking phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
wild shit.
Yeah.
Like full LSD trip type sex, but totally sober.
Nice.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm very kinesthetic,
Yeah.
and actually, so I feel a ton. And so it's like I actually have a ton of control over like my body kinesthetic awareness and
Nice.
flow and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, so actually finding all those little pieces and like getting it to open up is a lot, but
Yeah.
it's also pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's good to have all that awareness. Don't let yourself get lost in it to the point where it's detrimental. That's like such a big problem with all the hippy dippy shit and all the new age bullshit. It's like people get lost in that. They're like, oh, this is me. I'm like, okay, you're a fucking useless individual because you've so distracted from the reality,
It is
So,
kind of attractive at times though, because it's
sure, totally.
amazing, yeah.
Right?
We were talking about yesterday, like going from dissociated to back in the body just feels amazing. I can literally lay and do that for days sometimes.
Totally. I mean, I get it. I know why the attraction's there, right? But it's like if you live in that world, like pretty useless, right? It's like go and play with it and know that it's part of you, enjoy it. But then like let's come back and be functional. But most people can't do that, right? They just get lost in it. And because it's like a trip, like you're saying. It's a different experience. They don't have to feel all the pain every day. So it's like, yeah, I want to run to that. That's my drug, right?
It feels a lot like what I'm looking at here. Like the reason I go to brain over body is because if I get two in my body all the time, come out, or at least they used to have to come out to process, find conscious form, like get a breath of air, dive back underwater. But pretty fucking sure I can stay under without getting lost.
Yeah.
I fucking know you can as well.
Oh yeah. I'm also finding that it's painful to be out of my feet. I still feel when I'm out of my body, it's just extremely painful. Like it's actually almost everything. Every joint hurts. Every muscle contraction is just. I
Interesting.
In my body, it feels like pressure and fullness, which is really nice. So,
Yeah. So stay in your body.
yes, yeah, that's actually
Cool. All right. I think we're all clear on what we're going to do today. Let's take a